Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Build, Balance, and Flow. As I'm still getting a little set up, getting everything situated. I couldn't find my little box to prop up my phone here, so I'm using a kettlebell. I want to make sure you guys can see me. And as I'm still getting set up, I'm just gonna, couple things here. Oh, life, huh? Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to Build, Balance, Flow. My name is Nikki. I feel like I should say I'm your host today. I'm your host. I'm also your instructor. And welcome to A Balanced Life with Fit Nikki. So today we're going to work on lower back. I've had a lot of people talk to me about lower back pain, lower back aches, back, and just back in general. I think stress changes in our lives, how we are sitting, how we are working, everything, affecting this area. So we'll do some extra stretches for the low back. We're also going to do some exercises to strengthen the back and the core as well. So having a strong core is going to help your lower back. So hopefully you have a couple props. You can use blocks, you can use water bottles, anything to support you. And then also towards the end, we'll use support on our lower back. So you can use a rolled up blanket, pillow, cushion, anything that feels good there. And make sure you have your water handy. And we'll get started in our child's pose today. So child's pose is big toes touching. You can have your knees in close, or you can take them wide. It's whatever feels good here. And if this isn't super comfortable, you can bend your elbows, put your forehead on your hands. You can also put a block under your forehead. Maybe bring the knees in close to start out. And if none of that is comfortable this morning, you can have a seat or whatever feels good to you today in your body. We're going to get started just sitting here or in your child's pose, focusing on your breath. So nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. We've got 4 rounds of breath. If you're looking at the screen, I am going to adjust it just a little bit, but focus here on your breath. So as you inhale, notice how that breath feels, filling your body. As you exhale, start to let go. Let go of tension and tightness. Let go of stress. Let go of anything you're holding on to in your mind and your body. Take this little bit of time on your Friday morning to focus on you. Focus on you and your body, your breath. And let's take one more big inhale here. And in that child's pose, you're going to stay right here. Walk your hands over to the left side. Push into your right hip. Really reach with your hands. So if you'd like a little extra side stretch, take that right hand, place it over your left. And take about 3 rounds of breath here, lengthening out through the side of the right body. Couple more rounds here. One more breath. Gently walk your hands back through center and then bring them over to the right side, pushing into your left hip, maybe putting your left hand over your right on this side, stretching out the left side of the body and taking a few breaths here. Just really imagine everything lengthening out. It has been a crazy month. I can't believe it's only really been a little over a month since everything started happening. Then we've had a lot of things happening this last week with openings and different things, so lots of information. So just try and let go of all of that. Just try to focus your breath, your body. And inhale, come back to that child's pose. Rise up into your tabletop and take a moment here to find that position. So bringing the wrists under the shoulders and knees under the hips. Spine is long. Really plant the top of your feet and your toes here. Root down into your knuckles, and on your next inhale, let your belly drop and your head and hips rise for cat, or for cow. And then as you exhale, press down into your hands and your legs. Arch your back up for cat. So move here with your own breath. I like to really start to focus here on connecting my body with my breath. So making the move as one. So a nice continuous movement, not pausing in the pose or the shape, but just a nice slow continuous movement. And taking any extra moves, if you like swaying your hips or sinking your hips back or whatever feels good here for you. We're gonna take 2 more rounds of breath. So we're gonna do cat-cow a few times because this is one of my favorite flows for low back and for back as well. I feel like it helps to loosen everything up. It gets things moving. It stretches everything out. So this is a really good little flow of poses to do anytime you're having some back, some low back, some mid back issues. On your next inhale, we're going to come into a nice tabletop position again. Really think of that long spine. So a line from the tailbone to the crown of the head, lengthening out the spine, pulling in, holding onto your abs here. So don't hold tight so you can't breathe, but just think of engaging them, making them work. And then from here, you're going to press down into your left hand, sweep your right fingers up and out, and then slide that right hand underneath you, threading the needle, coming down to your shoulder side of your head. If you need to, you can always take a block and put it underneath your head as well, if it's not reaching the ground. That left hand can stay where it's at. It can reach forward. It can wrap around your lower back. It's whatever feels nice here for you. So also twists are good for the low back. Just don't push that twist too much. So this threading the needle is a great stretch. It's actually one of my mom's favorite stretches to do. She likes cat-cow and threading the needle. She has some arthritis in her low back, so this always feels good for her. And you're going to take 1 more round of breath here. Then bring that left hand back under your shoulder. Press yourself up. Sweep the right arm out again. And then come back into that tabletop. Root down into the right hand. Left finger sweep up and out. Slide that arm underneath and thread the needle on the side. Find what feels good, knowing it might feel different on each side. One side might look or feel different than the other, and that's okay. Super excited wearing my Run St. Louis shirt from Big River Running again. I'm super excited. Some of the parks are opening up. Cliff Cave is my favorite park. They have amazing trails, guys, not just the asphalt trails, but if you go there, try the dirt trails. There's upper parking lot and lower parking lot as well. Beautiful place to go, enjoy nature. Excited to get out there and run the trails again and just be in nature and enjoying the beautiful, beautiful St. Louis that we have. On your next inhale, bring that right hand under your shoulder, sweep the left arm up and out, and come back into your tabletop position. From here, we're going to bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. Tuck your toes. You're just going to float your knees up here. Press into your elbows. Press your hips up and back. So coming into a nice dolphin. So just here, you're going to press your elbows like you're pushing your chest into your thighs. Knees can stay soft. You're going to take one more breath. Let your knees come down and take a pause. And then this time you're going to bring your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your toes and then come back into down dog. So if you need to walk your hands forward a little, go ahead. Press your hips up and back. Find that down dog. Also a great pose for your lower back. So in down dog, take a few breaths for any moves if you want to pedal it out or anything that feels good. And when you're here, you want to focus on pressing into your knuckles, not the heel of your hands. You can soften your knees. That's going to be less pressure on your hamstrings and your low back and your glutes. So that's going to take some pressure off the low back. Relax your neck and your jaw. And you want to think of pushing your chest towards your thighs. Heels reach for the floor, but they don't have to touch. And your arms, so it's almost like you're turning a dial with your hands. You're going to rotate your shoulders so the inside of your elbow comes forward a bit. And then imagine sliding your shoulder blades up your back. Find some stillness to your dog here. Glance towards the top of your mat. Step your feet a little bit wider than your hips, up towards your hands. And just relax your upper body. You can grab opposite elbows or let your hands hang heavy here. Take 3 rounds of breath here. So again, this is a really great pose for the back. Just imagine your head being really heavy. So you're glancing back between your legs. Head is nice and heavy, pulling down on the spine, lengthening everything out. You may feel a nice stretch all down the back of your legs as well. And again, put that bend to your knees for less intensity. Root down into your feet and roll up nice and slow. Let your head be the last thing to come up. Keep the knees soft. Let's open up the chest just a little bit here, shrugging the shoulders back a few times. And then we're going to find that nice tall mountain pose. So heels come under hips, shoulders shrug back, palms are open just a little bit. And very important for the low back, you want your tailbone in line with your spine. It's very easy for that tailbone to tilt back. So think of engaging these lower abs to bring that tailbone in line with your spine. Shoulder blades slide down the back. Chin can be slightly lifted. Take a big breath in through your nose. Nice big exhale. Big breath in through your nose and reach up for the sky. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Inhale to reach up. Soften your knees, hinge forward. And halfway lift. So find a nice long spine and you can grab your blocks here. Lengthening out through the spine. Gazes towards the ground so the neck is long as well. And then fold forward. We're going to do that 2 more times. Nice half lift. And fold. And 1 more time. And fold. And then inhale to rise all the way up. Reach up for the sky. Exhale, hands come down to your heart. Still engaging those lower abs for a long spine. Reach up to the sky. Soften the knees and fold forward. Halfway lift. Nice long spine here. And fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank. So plank can be toes or knees. If you choose knees, you're going to make sure your hips aren't back over your knees. You have a nice diagonal with your spine. Shoulders stay over the wrists. And you're going to take 1 more inhale here. Really imagine lengthening through the spine. Exhale, engage those abdominal muscles to keep the back strong. Hug your elbows and lower all the way down to your belly. So cobra pose, you're going to shrug your shoulders back, hug your elbows and press into the tops of your feet, tops of your thighs. Lift just your heart. Lengthen through the crown of the head, exhale to lower. We're going to do that a couple times. Shrug the shoulders back, inhale to lift. exhale to lower. And let's take that one more time. Shrug it back and lift. And lower. And then this time, shrug the shoulders back. Inhale, lift your rib cage. Keep the hips on the ground. Tuck your toes, lower down a little bit, and then press back to down dog. So we're not going to come into up dog here. Up dog is actually pretty intense for the low back, and you can injure and pinch that low back. On your inhale, glance to the top of your mat. Exhale to step forward. Inhale to rise up, reach for the sky. Engage those lower abs. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to reach up. Soften your knees and hinge forward. Halfway lift to that nice long spine. Fold it forward, plant your hands, step back to your plank. And we're going to switch it up here a little bit. Press back to down dog. Soften the knees here. Bring it back into plank. Let's do that a couple more times. Toes or knees. Press back to down dog. Back into plank. And let's take that one more time. Press back to down dog. Back into plank. This time, hug the elbows, lower all the way to your belly. And we're going to take that cobra, shrug the shoulders back, lift your heart, press into the tops of your thighs and your toes. Press back down dog. Inhale to lift your right leg. Turn your toes and your hip bones down. That leg doesn't have to come high. Bring your knee into your nose. Step that foot forward, rise up into your lunge. So take a moment to get set up in this lunge as I rearrange my clothes. Knees in line with your toe. Pull back on that right hip slightly. And again, very easy for that tailbone to flip out. So engage the lower abs to lengthen the spine. Shoulders shrug back. Fingers are nice and strong, reaching for the sky. Relax the shoulders. Relax your jaw. Relax your tongue. Sink a little bit deeper here. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, hinge forward. Plant your left hand to a block or the ground. Right hand comes to your hip or the sky. And if you'd like, you can always lower that left knee as well. So if you want to open up your chest a little bit, or if this doesn't feel good on your shoulder, wrap your arm around your lower back. One more breath to lengthen out through the spine. Lift through the back of the leg. One more exhale here. Inhale, reach your fingers back up. Exhale, plant your hand to frame your foot. Step back to your plank. Toes or knees. Press back to down dog. Shift into your plank. Hug your elbows in, lower to your belly. Shrug your shoulders back and lift your heart. Press back to down dog. Left leg lifts to the sky. Toes dial down, hips dial down so they're square to the mat. Knee comes into your nose, curl your back like a cat. Step forward, rise into your lunge. Take a pause to find that shape here. Again, pulling in those lower abs, engaging those lower abs so the tailbone is long. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. Lengthen up through the spine. Hinge forward. Plant the right hand, left hand comes to your hip or the sky, wrapped around your back for a couple breaths. So a lot of times in class, a teacher will guide you through and they'll automatically go up dog in that vinyasa flow. Up dog is a more advanced pose, so know that you don't always have to take that. And a lot of times that can cause lower back pain or aggravate lower back pain. So Cobra is an excellent pose. I stay in Cobra for a lot of my flow. Feels better on my lower back, and I like to have it nice and warm. The muscles nice and warm. Reach up to the sky, plant your hand to frame your foot, step back to your plank. Press back to down dog. Bring it back to plank. Hug the elbows in and lower to your belly. Arms come back by your side. Shrug your shoulders back. Lift your heart for a locust, half locust. Maybe legs come up for full locust. Lower back down, hands come under your shoulders, tuck your toes. Press back to down dog. Next, exhale, step or hop your feet forward. Halfway lift to that nice long spine. Fold it forward, root down through your feet to rise up. Hands to your heart. Nice big exhale, engage those lower abs. I'm going to be saying that all class, so you're going to get tired of hearing that one. Inhale to reach up. Soften the knees to fold forward. Halfway lift, nice long spine. And fold. Step back to your plank, toes or knees. Press back to down dog. Shift back into your plank. Hug the elbows in and lower down. Arms come back by your side, half or full locust. Lengthening through the spine, gaze is towards the mat so your neck stays long. Lower down, bring the hands under the shoulders, tuck your toes, press back to down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg. Knee to nose, curling your back, step that foot forward, rising to your lunge. Good, so we're gonna add a twist here, a little more intense twist than we did before. So exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. If you'd like, you can bend that left knee. Inhale to reach up. Keep the right knee bent. Exhale, hands to heart. This time you're going to twist to the right. And bring it back up. So that twist is going to come here from your waist, and your hips are going to stay square. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, little twist to the right, hands to your heart. So just a small move. And come on back up. Let's try that one more time. As you twist to the right, pull back on that right hip as well. Come on back to center. Turn in your left heel, open up warrior two. So take a moment to find this shape. Pull back a little bit on the left hip as you press into the outer edge of the left foot. All 10 fingers are strong like you're shooting lasers out of them. Gaze is over the right hand. Inhale, reach up for the sky. Exhale, hands to heart, bend that right knee. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, open up warrior two. Lengthen out the right leg. Turn in your left heel, maybe heel toe in just a little bit. Arms stay long. And then hinge forward. Let your hands come down maybe to your block or the ground, depends what's feeling good here today. Heels are in, toes are out. Take a breath or two if you want to bring a little movement into your body today. When I come into this wide-legged forward fold, I always like to move just a little bit. Move the legs, get a little movement, warm up the legs. So from here, we're going to add a twist. You're going to take your right hand, put it under your right shoulder, either to your block or the ground. Left hand comes to your hip or to the sky. So watch this left hip so that it doesn't kind of push out and come up. You want to keep it square to the ground. Again, taking that twist from the waist. Exhale, let that hand come back down. Bring it right under the shoulder. Left hand or right hand comes to your hip or the sky. And switch. And if I said right 2 times, I apologize. If you've been in my class, you know sometimes my right and my left confuse me. So we're just alternating. Make sure that you bring that hand under your shoulder each time. And let's do one more time each side. Excuse my sniffles, I have some allergies going on, as I'm sure a lot of people do. So having my head down low sometimes activates those sinuses. Take your fingertips to your block or to the ground and lift halfway. Find that flat back. Soften your knees, bring your hands to your hips and rise up. Turn your right toes to the front. Soften that knee, step your left foot up to meet right. Take a big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift to that flat back. And fold. Plant your hands, step back to your plank. Press back to down dog. Bring it forward into your plank. Hug the elbows in, lower to your belly. Arms come back by your sides. Shrug your shoulders back for half or full locust. Gaze on the mat. Exhale to lower, sweep the hands underneath, tuck your toes, press back to down dog. Left leg lifts. And bring your knee into your nose, curl your back, step that foot forward, rise up. Coming into your lunge on the other side. And we're going to take that little twist coming from the waist. First, let's take one little pulse, hands to heart, maybe bend that right knee. Come on back up. Good, add that twist to the left. Again, maybe taking a little pulse with it, bending that back knee. Come back up. So you want to keep that left knee bent, staying in that lunge. You're just taking the lunge a little deeper if you're adding the pulse. In that twist, hips stay square to the front. Come on back up to center. Turn in your back heel, open up into that warrior two. Excuse me. Take a moment to find that shape, push down into the outer edge of the right foot. For me, I have to pull that hip back a little bit to square them. Fingers are strong, shooting out the lasers. Inhale, reach up for the sky. Exhale, hands to heart, bend that left knee. Inhale to reach up. Open up into warrior two. Good. Lengthen the left leg, and you're going to turn your right heel in, maybe heel toe in a little bit. We're going to come into goddess pose. Some people call it horse stance. So you want to reach up to the sky, shoulder blades slide down your back, bend your knees, bend your elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades, and you want your elbows to come more towards the back of your rib cage than the front. Good. Imagine you're sliding down a wall so that your spine stays long, shoulders come over the hips, jaw is relaxed, rooting down through both feet. We're going to add a little cat-cow here. So as you exhale, curl your back in, palms come towards each other. Inhale, open up, lift your chest, push your tailbone back slightly like cow, and then come back into that cat, curling your back. Inhale, open up, lift the chest to that cow, and let's go one more time each. Curl it into that cat, open up into that cow. Come back to your regular goddess pose. Take it, inhale or reach it up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Turn your left toes to the front. Step your right foot up to meet left. We have our hands at our heart. Big toes touch or come close. Spine stays long as you sit back in a chair. Yay, chair pose. We love chair pose. Chair pose is really good to strengthen the low back and the abs. And just like I've been saying all through class, engage those lower abs. So it's real easy in chair, especially if you like to take your arms up by your ears for that tailbone to tilt out. So engage those lower abs, bring the tailbone in line with the spine, relax the shoulders, shoulder blades slide down your back. You're going to take 2 rounds of breath here. One more breath. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold it forward. Halfway lift to that nice long spine. Exhale to fold. Plant your hands, step back to your plank. Shift it back to down dog. Bring it back into your plank. Hug the elbows in, lower down, arms by your side. Shrug the shoulders back, half or full locust. Exhale to lower, slide the hands underneath. Press back to down dog. Right leg lifts to the sky. Bring your knee into your nose. Step that foot forward. Rise up into your lunge. We're going to take one twist. Maybe add that pulse. Little hands to your heart. Twist to the right. Reach it up. Open up into warrior two. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Press down into the outer edge of that left foot. Inhale, open up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, pause. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to frame your foot. Step back to your plank, toes or knees. Hug the elbows in, lower to your belly. Arms by your side for half or full locust. Exhale to lower, bring the hands under the shoulders, tuck your toes, press back down dog. Left leg lifts. Knee to nose into that cat. Step it forward, rise up into your lunge. One twist to the right, hands to the heart, or the left, hands to the heart. Come on back to center. Open up warrior two. Inhale, lengthen that left leg, reach for the sky. Hands to heart, root down into the outer edge of the right foot. Inhale to reach up. Open up warrior two, and pause for your inhale. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to frame your foot. Step back to your plank. Press back to down dog. Shift into plank, hug the elbows. Lower down, arms by your side. Half or full locust. And lower. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Step your toes. Press back to down dog. Next, exhale, step or hop your feet forward. Halfway lift. Nice long spine. Fold it forward. And inhale to rise up. Good. Exhale, hands down to your heart. Woo. So we're going to do a couple of standing balances, and we'll do more floor work today. Sometimes in class we do more intense exercises. We move faster. Today, since we're focusing on the back and the low back, taking a little bit slower, a little bit different pace today. So we're going to start by coming into our chair. Everyone loves chairs so much, yay! But we're going to come to our regular chair like we did previously. Big toes touching or close together. Hands to heart, shrug your shoulders down your back. Engage those lower abs. Sit your hips back. We're taking 3 breaths in chair today, guys, in this chair. So sit your hips back. You can be right here. You can take it lower. You just want to make sure that spine stays long. You've got 2 more rounds of breath. So really imagine pulling that breath down into the bottom of your lungs, relaxing your shoulders, your neck, and your jaw. When we're working hard, sometimes we keep that breath in top of our lungs and we hold tension right up here in our neck, our shoulders, and our jaw. So really focus on those areas when you're working hard. And look at that, time flies when I'm talking to you guys. Inhale, reach up for the sky. Exhale, hands to heart, pause here. So we're going to bring it into one-legged chair, balancing chair, different names. So we'll start by bringing the feet about hip distance apart. Heels come under the hips. And you're going to shift your weight. We're going to start by shifting our weight in, or actually keep your weight in both legs. Hands to your heart, shoulders shrug back. Sit the hips back, engage those lower abs. Relax your jaw and your tongue. Shift your weight into that right leg. Float your left knee. So from here, you can stay right here. You can also put your foot on your block for a little support here. You can also lengthen out that left leg. We're going to hold for 2 breaths here. So friends, please, please, please use your blocks, your props anytime. Props are for any level of yoga, from beginner to advanced. I call props my friends. They support you. They lift you up. They help you get to your goals and get into positions that you maybe couldn't do on your own. So think of your props as your friends, and you want to have them by your side and have them with you in your practice. All right, bend that knee if your leg is long. Set that foot down. Bring weight to both feet and lengthen out the legs for a breath. Get that weight even in both feet again. Long spine. Engage those low abs. Sit your hips back. Shoulders shrug back. Pick whatever height you want for this chair. The lower you go, the more you're going to feel it in your leg. Root down into that left foot. Try not to move too much with shifting your weight. So as little movement as possible as you float that right knee. Again, feel free to lengthen the leg out. Feel free to prop it on your block. Relax your tongue, your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. Bend your knee if you kept it straight. Shift your weight back into both feet. Inhale to lengthen up. Take a big breath in. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach it up to the sky. Hinge forward, soften your knees. And then bend your knees and come down to seated. So we're going to do a little bit of work on the ground today. And we're going to start by having your legs long. Bring your right foot to the inside of your right leg like you're coming, or your left leg like you're coming into tree pose. Take your shoulders, bring them square to the front. So you want to keep your feet flexed, but you can soften and bend your left knee as much as you need to take pressure off your low back and your hamstrings. Reach up for the sky. Keep your spine long as you hinge forward over that left leg. So a lot of times when we're stretching here in this forward fold, we let our back collapse and come forward. You want to keep that spine straight still, so that nice long line. So you may not come as far down, and that's okay. Pause here. Fingers can come to the ground. You can frame your leg with your blocks and bring your hands to your blocks. You're going to keep that left foot flexed. Keep your chest lifted and open. Gaze maybe at your toes. Take a couple breaths. One more big breath here. And gently come up. And then you're going to take your right leg long and bring your left leg inside. Shoulders come square, feet stay flexed. Soften your knees if you need to. Spine stays long as you hinge forward. Take a couple breaths here. So another great way to help any lower back pain is to really work on your hamstrings. If you have tight hamstrings, which if a lot of times a runner or cyclist will have tight hamstrings, that's going to pull on your glutes and your lower back, and that's going to cause some pain and some problems. So working on stretching out the hamstrings, maybe rolling them out with a foam roller, is great for the lower back as well. Inhale to come on back up. Set those blocks to the side. Bend both knees. Plant your feet. Make sure your hips are about midway on your block, on your mat. And then gently roll down onto your back. So we're going to do a few bridge poses. We're going to go 3 bridge poses. The third one, if back bend is in your practice or wheel, you can go ahead and take it then. But we're going to take a block, put it between your knees. So if you don't have a block, you can take a rolled up blanket, or you can take a book or a pillow. Arms come down by your side. Bring your heels in a little bit closer. Press into your feet. Squeeze the block and press into the back of your arms to start to lift your body. So you don't want to engage those glutes like you do like in a fitness class and push the hips up. You want to think about lifting through the top of the body. Squeeze that block. Press into your feet, press into your arms, press into the back of your shoulders and the back of your head. We're going to hold 2 more breaths. So maybe you can lace your hands behind you. Maybe you can shimmy your shoulders underneath and lift your chest a little bit more. 1 more breath wherever you're at with your bridge. If your hands are laced behind you, release them, bring them back by your side. As you exhale, gently roll down 1 vertebra at a time. Good, so we're going to do, I like to call this one robot arms. And you're going to bend your elbows. And you're going to bring the back of your upper arms, your triceps, down to the mat. Palms face each other in a spread, so they're like little robot arms. You're going to press into the back of your arms as you press into your feet and squeeze that block. Lift from the top of your body. Press into the back of your head, the back of your shoulders. Imagine lifting from your core, from your hips, from your thighs, pressing into the mat with the back of your arms. For me, I always get a little bit higher with this one. So see which one gets you maybe a little bit higher, lifts your chest, opens up your chest a little bit more. On your next exhale, you're going to roll down 1 vertebra at a time. So you can take either bridge that you like, or if there's a different variation. If back bend or wheel is in your practice, you can get into that shape now. So you'll take your hands by your ears, fingers face your shoulders. Keep that block there. A lot of times when we do back bend, the knees open up. So keep that block there to squeeze. Press into your hands, squeeze the block, come into whatever variation you like. Nice deep breaths. You're going to take one more round of breath. Inhale to really lift. Exhale to roll down one vertebra at a time. If you are in that back bend, let the back of your head come down first. Good. Bring your knees towards your belly. Keep your low back on the ground and either rock side to side or draw some little circles with your knees here. And I totally forgot at the beginning to mention, guys, that I had a suggested playlist. It's a pretty sweet Prince playlist. I have it at the top in my story today or yesterday. But you can always look at any of my playlists. Fit Nikki 2, FITNIKKI 2 on Spotify. This one is just called Prince Flow, but I have a lot of 45-minute and hour-long playlists on there. You're welcome to use anytime. Let's let those feet come back down to the mat. Knees are bent. And you're going to take your feet, heel toe them about mat distance. Arms come out by your side. And as you exhale, let your legs fall over to the right side. Inhale, bring them back up to center. Exhale over to the left. And we're just going to continue here for a few breaths. So really think of rolling through the lower back. I like to think of pressing down into the lower back as I come back through center and then bring it to the sides. There's a little massage on the low back as well. And again, twists are fantastic for low back. You can keep it at this windshield wiper twist or any twists, supine or lane twists that feel good are great. Let's go one more time. Make sure you get both sides here. And then you're going to come back up to center. You're going to grab your block or your pillow or your cushion, whatever you like here. Heels come in towards your hips. Lift them up and slide that prop under your low back, just above the glutes. Lift your shoulders, shrug them back, settle back down. So you can stay here for supported bridge. Lift the legs for waterfall. This is also a really great pose to put your legs against the wall, nice before bed to help you relax. I like to take my legs long in front, letting my hips, my knees, and my toes open up. For me, this feels better on my low back. And we're going to pause here for 5 breaths since we're focusing on the lower back here. Whatever position you're in, I want you to think about how that block feels on your low back. So just think about the feelings. Like for me, I feel a little bit of pressure, nothing intense, but that little bit of pressure is helping to release my low back a little bit. I'm feeling my upper back press gently down into the mat in the back of my head. Just consciously relax your shoulders, your jaw, and your tongue. And feel free to close your eyes or soften your gaze here if this feels nice. We've got a couple more rounds of breath. And guys, I'm starting a free 2-week wellness group. I'm still working out the details. It's going to go through my website because I have a couple people who don't use Facebook who are interested in it. It's going to include some free yoga and fitness classes, nutrition and wellness tips, and just a general support group so we can support each other and help each other to find some balance in our lives. It starts on Monday. If you're interested, please shoot me a message so I can give you more information and if you want to join the group. And please feel free to share it with anyone you think who would enjoy it. And if you'd like to visit my website, it is www.fitnikki.com. Right. So wherever you're at, you want to come back into that supported bridge. So bending the knees for me and planting my feet. Gently lift your hips, slide that block out and set it to the side. find that final shape, that final resting pose, and that might be legs long, arms by your side. Maybe if your low back is still bothering you, bend your knees, bring your feet wide on the mat. Let your knees fall in towards each other a bit, or any other shape that feels nice. If you're watching this on recorded or on YouTube, you may want to, in a moment before you fully settle in, go ahead and turn it off. I'm going to let you take as long as you need for your Shavasana, your final rest. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. Focus in on your breath. And as thoughts pop into your head, just let them float away and bring your mind back into your breath and your body. Have a wonderful weekend, friends. Stay healthy. Hope to see you all soon in person. From my heart to yours, peace, love, and kindness.